Okay, so lying on our backs, closing the eyes, reaching the hands towards the feet, bring the shoulders away from the ears. Legs can be long or knees can be bent, whatever is most comfortable. Noticing our shoulders to begin with. Do they lay flat on the mat? Or does the edge of our shoulder blade touch the mat? Can we move our shoulders a little bit wider? Maybe we have to reach our arms a little bit wider. And just kind of find our way to laying as flat on our shoulder blades as our body allows. Do we have space under the low back? There should be a little bit of normal space. So shoulder blades, upper back are down on the mat. The hips are on the mat. Gentle curve right at the low back. Do we feel like we're tightening anything up? Do we feel a strain on the low back? So if we feel discomfort, we're strained, we may need to bend the knees and put the feet flat. Wherever we are, let's place the hands so that the thumbs run on the bottom edge of our ribs. We spread our hands wide, our fingers wide, and the pinky tries to touch the top of the hip bones. And then just notice our breathing. Do the hands move with our breath? Or is it the chest and shoulders that are moving? So let's bring, sorry, the music's a little much there. So let's bring our focus to our breath. As we inhale, letting the hands move up and open as the belly expands, the ribs flare out. And as we exhale, the belly sinks to the floor. The hands maybe touch, fingers moving towards each other. As the rib cage closes and the belly sinks. Inhaling again, feeling the hands widen as the body expands. Exhale. So the chest and the shoulders remain calm. We feel our belly rise and fall with our breath. So inhale for a count of 3 or 4. Exhale for the same count. Or maybe a little longer, wherever our body is. Giving ourselves permission to take care of whatever we may need for today. And bringing our hands back to our side, reaching towards the feet, feeling the shoulders sink onto the mat more. And this time as we inhale, let's make a rainbow with our hands. So lifting up, arms straight, reaching overhead. Keeping the shoulders down the whole time. As we exhale, bring the arms over and back to our sides. So we're not doing snow angels with the arms going out to the sides. We're just lifting up and over. Inhale as we lift. Full inhale as we get all the way back. Maybe our thumbs touch the floor behind us. Exhale as we pull the elbows forward, pulling the arms back over the body to our side. Moving and breathing. Inhale as we lift over. Exhale as we come over and down. So bring our arms back to our side. Keeping the shoulder blades down. Notice our neck. Is there space under our neck? We want there to be a little bit of that natural curve in the spine. So the neck isn't flat on the mat. So maybe we lift the chin for just a smidge, finding a very neutral, relaxed place for the neck. Rolling the shoulder blades towards each other so they come firmly onto the mat. Bending the knees, placing our feet flat on the mat, the feet under the knees at distance apart. And keeping the knees in alignment over the ankles so they don't go in or out. Let's inhale and peel the spine off of the mat. Lifting up as far as we can, stopping with the body weight in the shoulder blades, not in the neck. And exhale, lowering down one vertebra at a time, hollowing out the belly as we roll the spine back onto the mat. Inhale again, pushing the floor away from us with our feet, even body weight between the feet and the shoulder blades. Exhale as we roll back down, feeling each vertebrae hit the mat one at a time. A couple more times, inhaling as we lift. Squeezing through the sides of the glutes to help lift us a little bit higher. Exhale as we lower. So we can stay with just the legs or just the arms, or we can combine the two. So inhale, lifting up with the hips, arms up and over. Exhale. Bring arms back overhead, coming down to the mat with the hips. Inhaling as we lift. Squeeze at the top. Exhale as we lower. Inhale as we lift. Exhale as we lower. And wrapping the arms around the back of the legs, hugging the legs in. Rocking side to side a couple of times, rolling out the low back. How's it feel? And then dropping the feet back to the mat. Let's go into a little bit of a twist. So keeping the shoulders down, the neck neutral. Bending knees, the feet are close to the hips. Let's drop the knees to one side. Letting them fall as far as our body allows. And inhale back to center. Exhale, letting the knees just drop to the other side. Keeping the shoulders flat. And inhale back to center a couple more times. And as the knees drop to one side, we turn our head to look the opposite side. And inhale back to center. Exhale, dropping to the other side. One more time each side. Moving back to center. Turning onto one side and pressing ourselves up gently. Into seated. I would like starting with a twist. Nice. Sorry, tickle in my throat. Let's move the upholstery out of the way if we need to. So we're sitting nice and tall. I like my words for things. Yes, upholstery. It varies. We want to think as we come in and out of our poses, think about the structure that's underneath. Because we have varying amounts of upholstery and throughout our lives, that changes. The structure, the bone, the alignment remains the same. So we want to be able to focus on where that is, no matter what the rest of us ends up being at any point in our lives. So with the feet in alignment with the knees, in alignment with the hip joint, let's push the ankles forward. Ankles, the heels. I know if the words don't match what I'm trying to say, forgive me, please. If I totally confuse you, just ask. It won't offend me. So thinking about moving from that ball and socket joint at the hip, pushing the top of the legs back behind us as we hinge forward, the seated forward fold, and inhale, coming upright again. So as we lift through the spine, tall as we can be, keeping the shoulders down and back. Exhale, creating space in the belly. Are we feeling the hamstrings stretch a little bit in that? So keep the shoulders back, exhale. It may help to keep the arms at our side, just laying behind us. Some people find it helpful to put the hands in the low back. Some people find it helpful to walk the hands down the leg, but then we tend to round. We don't want to round so much right now. Exhale. Inhale. How do the hamstrings feel? Are we feeling anything to the low back as well? Sorry? You feel like what?
My hips don't work. I just feel like I can't bend, like I'm not,
That's okay.
I'm so good.
Here's the tip, the trick. We can sit on the block. Because sometimes, I mean, this is kind of a close-in angle. Sometimes sitting on the block or on another mat rolled up to elevate the hips can help. So we sit right where the structure is settled on the block. The structure, move the upholstery out of the way. So now we've elevated the hips, we've opened up this angle a little bit. A lot of people, they kind of bend from the waist. We want to keep everything through here straight and bend from the leg joint where the leg meets the hip. So lower hip joint and hinge from the hip. So give that a try. Feeling a difference? Yes, no, maybe?
Supposed to keep your feet low.
Push the heels forward. That's okay. That's okay. Range of motion, sometimes we don't know why we're as tight as we are. Just keep moving and we'll find that it improves. So in the seated forward fold, most people don't go as far into it as when we're doing the standing forward fold. So if you don't have very much range of motion, that's okay. Focus on the movement where we want it at that hip joint rather than in the spine at the hip joint. Wherever your body allows. So bring your feet in. Quick little butterfly. So we'll come back and we'll do this stretch again. We'll do forward fold again at the end, and so the seated variation of pigeon we're about to do, also called cradle baby. We'll do that again at the end. So you can just kind of see what you're experiencing now, and then we'll see what may be different after we go through some more stuff at the end. So let's extend the left leg. Cross the right ankle over the knee. And this may be it. If this is it, that's okay. That's okay. Now, if the seated option is just not going to happen because we do want to stay nice and tall, we can come onto our back and do the lying down version because the movement is the same for the body. So if we're staying seated, then we bring the left foot flat. And so that brings the right ankle towards us, start to bring this in. Now, it's easy to do this. We want to encourage that knee to open. So you're going to get some stretch in the outer hip and thigh. You'll get some openness. However, if this is where we stay and we're working on that openness, that's okay. If we need to take it to the mat, we come into our lying down version of pigeon. And you're going to feel that stretching a little bit more. So whichever option our body needs. Good.
My arms are all bent.
You've got the strap. Great option. I love the straps. They're such great props. They extend the arms. So with the longer back, we're seated, finding a place where we need to be. And as your flexibility improves, you'll find you get closer and closer. So one of you, was it you mentioning the sciatic?
Yes.
Yeah, so this can often be a great stretch, gets deep into some of those hip muscles. and deeper glute muscles where that sciatic nerve runs through. So if the muscles are tight, aggravating that nerve, some deep stretching can help. So, and depending on our flexibility, maybe we can hug the leg with the foot in the crook of the elbow and the other elbow wrapped around the knee. I couldn't always. I couldn't always. And you can kind of manipulate that leg around. And let's come out of it, switching sides wherever we are. Feeling that in the glutes. So the left ankle is over the right knee. Pulling the right leg up. So if we're seated, the foot goes flat. If we're on our back, we pull that right leg into the body. We feel that stretch on the outside of the left hip. We encourage the left knee open. So we're getting some openness in here. And if we're seated, we want to think about lifting the pelvic floor, lifting through the spine, relaxing the shoulders down, letting our core help support us. Maybe we can wrap our elbow around the foot and the knee. Yeah, I did some leg stuff this morning with Ryan. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I should do these more often. And let's release. Popping back into butterfly for a moment, letting the inner hips stretch at the knees.
You say popping back in the butterfly.
Mm-hmm. You know, not every kernel in the bag of popcorn pops at the beginning. Some take a little bit more time. Does not matter to me. It's okay. And some of them, they don't quite fully pop. They just kind of
They try to pop.
I'll warn you, the more comfortable we all get with each other, the cornier my jokes get. Sorry, not sorry. All right. So let's swing our legs around. How are the hips feeling? Lower back and hips. After some twists and
This bothers me.
it's bothering you now?
Well, yeah, when I try to do this,
Okay.
I can make it try to, like I can feel it. Like,
Okay. Is it like a pulling or stretching?
yeah,
or,
it's like it wants to do something, but
but it's just not. Another trick with blocks. Sometimes we're really, really tight. So sometimes if our body is just not able to relax into the pose because it's like it's wanting support, but there's no support. Again, a rolled up mat, a pillow, an extra block, and just set it there. And then it's like this cue to the muscles that, oh, you're supported, you're fine, you can relax, and then you can just kind of, it's like everything just, oh, okay, let's go. So try that sometime. And if you need to get a second thought, there's plenty of them over there. So love options. All right, so let's spin our knees around, coming into child's pose, reaching the arms long in front of us. Spreading the fingers wide, straightening the arms as much as we can as we reach forward, pushing the elbows forward and straight. As we inhale, tuck the tailbone, push with our belly, bring us forward into a kneeling plank. So as we come into our kneeling plank, the hands are under the shoulders, fingers are spread wide, we have the back of the knuckles even pressing into the mat. Think about pushing the mat away from you. Excuse me. Pushing the mat away from you. At the same time, you're pushing your belly up. Almost like you've got a beach ball underneath you that somebody's inflating and it keeps pushing up and up and up. So you feel a little bit more stability happening. You feel your core activating a little bit more. Now pull the pelvic floor up and try to tap the inside of your belly button with your pelvic floor. Feel the core activate. So maintaining the strong core activation. We bend the elbows, only the elbows and only as far down as we can control, and still push ourselves up and back into child's pose. Inhale into our plank, pressing the tops of the feet, the knees, the hands down, pushing the belly up. Exhale, halfway down into crocodile, or as far as we can control, and then exhale, pushing up and back, sneaking in some slow motion push-ups. We call them crocodile, makes you feel better. Inhale, plank. Exhale, halfway down, or as far as we can control. Pause here, push the floor away from us, push the belly up, feel muscles in the body very, very strong and active. And then pull the heart forward, let the hips drop to the mat, and slide the elbows under the shoulders. Nice little transition into Sphinx. So the forearms are pressing into the mat. Pulling the belly off of the mat like I slid an ice cube underneath you. What's happening with our shoulders? Are they trying to become earrings? Let's push the shoulders down. Pull the heart to the wall in front of us. Without moving the elbows, let's try to slide them backwards. So we feel muscles on the back activate. We feel the chest unfold a little bit more as the shoulder blades move towards each other. Lengthening the neck. Tops of the feet are strong. So I have dachshunds at home. I've got 2 little dachshunds. And one of them got up from, I guess, his afternoon snooze. Came into the bedroom where I was doing some cleaning. Plopped down on the floor. He's pretty close to the floor to begin with. And kicked his back legs out behind him. Lifted his little head. And this is what he looked like. I mean, his spine, beautifully long, you couldn't miss it. Tail was long, neck was long, it was like just perfect. Like, you inspired me, dog. All right, let's bring our hands back underneath the shoulders and push up and back into child's pose. Sinking the heart to the mat, sinking the hips to the heels. Breathing into space with every exhale, letting our body sink a little bit deeper. So reaching long with the arms again. Inhaling up into our plank. And then as gracefully as we are able, we're going to bring our right foot out to the side, turning the right foot out, the knee out to the side, and just kind of slide that foot around and up. We're trying to get the foot up the side of our hand. So if we need to bring the block under the chest, perfectly fine. We elevate the hands a little bit. What we're trying to do is get the heel under the knee. So the knee does not come past the ankle. The knee stays behind the toes. So soft support on the block. And just let the hips drop forward as we bring the heart up. Shoulders down and back. Feeling some stretch through the hips. Let's move our right toe, heel, out to the side a little bit. So turning about 45-degree angle. And just letting that hip relax. So the foot is down. And then if we are able, bending the elbows, coming into, I think it's called open lizard. So the right knee just kind of drops open, foot might turn up, supporting ourselves with our hands. Keeping the spine long, letting the hip soften. And coming straight arms again, heel toe, moving that leg back. And then sweeping that foot up to the side and back into child's pose. Inhale into our plank. Exhale, crocodile, halfway down. Inhale, dropping the hips, pulling the heart forward, lifting into cobra or sphinx if you need that extra support. Focusing on lifting the belly, lifting the pelvic floor. Strong to the core. Sliding hands back. Exhale into child's pose. Inhale into plank. Letting the left knee come out to the side, the foot out to the side, kind of sliding and dragging the foot up and around. That same thing, helping the foot up so that the knee is above or behind the ankle. Block on the inside of the foot if we need to for a little support. Exhale, letting the hips drop, the heart pull forward, lengthening the spine. Deepening the stretch through our hips. Stabilizing with our core. And if we choose, heel toe, walking that left foot out to the side from about 45-degree angle. And then bending the elbows. Depending on what our body allows, we might go all the way down, might not, but letting that left knee drop open. Stabilizing the core. Open the lizard on this side. Now, as your flexibility increases, you may find that you can come to the forearms in this. And maybe on one side, but not on the other. That's where I'm at. So coming back to straight arms, support with the hand, heel toe, scooping that left foot back in alignment. And exhale, sweeping the foot back and into child's pose. So inhaling up just enough that we can take our left arm out up in front of us, our right arm out to the side. Scoop the right arm underneath, thread the needle, reach to the left, lean to the right, sit onto the heels in child's pose, drop the right shoulder to the mat, the right palm is up, we're reaching towards the wall to our left. Left arm is reaching as far in front of us as we can. Nice stretch on the back of the shoulders, letting the neck relax. Breathing into the stretch. If we need to, slide that right shoulder away from the ear, so away from the neck. Open the neck stretch on the back of the shoulder blade. Another deep breath. And inhaling up, switching arms, right arm in front of us, left arm scooping underneath us, thread the needle, keep the shoulder away from the ears. We reach to the right, lean to the left, let the shoulder drop to the mat. Left shoulder is down, we're reaching to the wall to our right. And the right arm is reaching as far in front of us as we can, sitting onto our feet in child's pose, letting the neck and head relax. And if we need to, walking the left shoulder further away from the ear. Another deep breath. Inhaling up. Hands reach in front of us as we sit in child's pose. Curling the toes underneath us. Let's spread our fingers wide. Even body weight between the hands and the feet as we inhale, lifting the hips, straightening the legs, coming into downward facing dog. Walking the feet up to join the hands in forward fold. Bending the knees, bring the ribs to the thighs, shifting our body weight into our heels. And the ball of the foot. Lifting, spreading the toes, setting them back down. Keeping the spine long, lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the belly, and push the floor away from us. And as we push, we unhinge from the hip, coming into mountain. Moving to forward fold a few times. We did the seated forward fold earlier. So just noticing the difference. Can we hinge a little bit further in a standing over a seated forward fold? And inhale, mountain moving with our breath. Exhale, hinge, forward fold, keeping the heart pulled forward. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, chair. If we choose, we can commit to a balancing chair. Strengthening the legs, ankles. Further out, we have the arms, more challenge to our balance. So play around with where you need to be. Core is engaged, pelvic floor lifted, everything is strong. And dropping the heels, hinging into our forward fold. Inhale, lifting up and into mountain. Let's do some salutation. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees so the hands can come to the mat, stepping back, right foot. Long step, feel that stretch, then left. Down dog. Inhale, plank, knees up or down. Exhale, halfway down crocodile. Inhale, cobra or sphinx, whichever option you need. If you're familiar with upward facing dog and want to take that option, perfectly fine. Exhale, up and back, down dog. If we choose three-leg dog, we squeeze the right glute to lift the leg, bend the knee, open the hip, nice stretch on the hip. Sweeping the foot to the outside of our right hand. We can keep the left knee up, or we can drop it down. The right knee is above or behind the right ankle. Fingertip support, maybe on the block, maybe on the mat, maybe bringing hands to heart center, leveling the hips. Inhale, lifting up into our lunge. If we're ready for this option, if we need to go back to something else, that's okay. If we need to drop the knee, that's okay. As we exhale, sinking the hips a little bit more, kind of scooping the tailbone, lifting through the spine. Breathing. And exhale, hands to the mat, stepping up, forward fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, chair. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back left foot as long as we can. Feel that nice stretch in the hip. And then right foot down dog. Moving into our plank. Knees up or down. Exhale, crocodile. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Three-leg dog, if we choose, squeeze the left glute to lift the leg, bend the knee, open the hip. And I stretch this with the left foot up behind the side, left hand. Even weight between the feet. If we need to drop the right knee, that's okay. Leveling the hips. Inhale. Bring our hands maybe to heart center. Maybe coming up overhead. Exhale, sinking the hips a little bit more. Try to get that hip tuck, lifting the pelvic floor. Breathing into our lunge. Are we pushing our right heel back? Or are we just kind of letting the knee and the quad take over the support? Are we gripping with our left toes, or are we pushing into the heel of the ball of the foot? Little small adjustments can make a huge difference in exposure. And exhale, hands to the mat. Stepping up, forward fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, chair. Inhale, mountain. And let's unfold the heart. Bring the elbows down, hands loose, fist by the side. Lifting the heart. Drawing the elbows towards each other, maybe entwining the fingers and straightening the arms. Rolling the shoulder blades back even more. And release. How do you feel? Nice and warm? Mm-hmm. Everybody adjust their hands. Rolling up, bending and moving. Yep. It just comes with the territory. This in Pilates. Especially that roll up in Pilates. Yeah, I'm always adjusting my bridges. So let's come back down to the mat. Sitting in butterfly. Just noticing what feels different from when we visited butterfly as the beginning of our class. Maybe we sit into it a little bit easier. Maybe the hips are talking to us. Maybe that stretching, that focus on some of the lunges, different stuff. Maybe we didn't realize we were as tight as we are. Maybe we realized, I feel really, really good after that. Maybe it's a, oh boy, I need to keep working on that. So wherever we are, one of the things that I probably will overstate, I can't say enough, it's not about where we think we should be. Because we all come into yoga with different pieces of baggage, for lack of a different term. The stress of life. My stress isn't the same as your stress, the same as your stress. Different experiences, different physical abilities just because of wherever we are in our season of life. So anytime that you learn something about yourself, even if it's easy to take it to a, oh, that just, I can't even do that kind of negative place. Trying to shift that so it's an, oh, I'm now aware of this, because awareness is going to help us get beyond where we are. We don't know where we are or where we want to go. We're just kind of floundering. So the awareness is a good thing. It's a very positive thing. So no judgment about where we are or where we think we should be. It's a journey. It's a process. And sometimes we move quickly on the highway, and sometimes there's a traffic jam and a detour, and it takes longer to get to our destination. But all of that is okay. Celebrate movement, celebrate where you are in this moment. So we're noticing what our body is telling us. So let's extend left leg, try that seated pigeon variation again. Maybe crossing an ankle. Maybe something different is happening than before because we did do a lot of stretching. Maybe not, and that's okay. And if we're able, bring left foot flat again. If we need to go onto our back for that option again, it's perfectly okay. Deepening that stretch. Maybe we wrap the elbows. I think your arms are long enough to try that. Yeah, that's it. And you kind of hug it in a little bit more. Does that deepen that stretch? You're welcome. So the beautiful thing about yoga, you don't have to challenge yourself, but it's always a good idea to try because you never know how your body will respond. Now, we don't want to go to the point, let's switch sides. We don't want to go to the point where we cross the line from a good stretch into pain. We want to stop before that happens. So always, always listen to the body, but don't be afraid to try something a little different. You're welcome. So switching sides. Enjoying that stretch. If you're not feeling the stretch in the outer hip and glute, let me know. We can work around whatever we need to give you that stretch. And releasing. So sitting with our legs straight again. Finding that alignment with that structure underneath the upholstery. Hold the spine, lifting the pelvic floor. As we exhale, push the belly in and hinge from the hip joint, the hip and leg. You feeling that stretch a little different from the first time you were seated in it? And if we need to, we can sit on the block again. Not going to stay in that for too long, so let's come to an easy seated position and do another deep stretch on the shoulders. A couple of options here. First option is very similar to the thread the needle that we did, but we're staying upright. We'll support the arm with the hand underneath it. Keep that shoulder low and reach to the wall opposite. Second option is the arm position that we use in eagle pose. Eagle pose, yeah, it's a cross leg, almost a standing pigeon chair combination with the eagle arms. We need to loosen up the hips a little bit more before we get there. So why not benefit from what we can from the pose? So with the arms. So again, this is the first option. Second option, we'll start by crossing the left elbow over the right. Drop those shoulders low. And then bend the elbows so the fingertips reach towards the ceiling. It's okay if the palms don't face each other. That's eventually where we will end up. But if this is it, that's okay. So dropping the shoulders. And as we inhale, we lift the elbows. We drop the shoulders. You're feeling that stretch right underneath the shoulder blade? So exhale, lower the elbow. And inhale, lift the elbow, keeping the shoulders as low as possible. So if we're not doing the pretzel arm, eagle arm thing, and we're supporting the arm, the upper arm with our hand and our forearm, it's the same idea. Lift the elbow as we drop that shoulder, and then exhale lower. Use the shoulders. There you go. So it is easy. If we go higher with the shoulder, we can reach farther. But we want to think about reaching not like up and towards the wall, but straight across. So the shoulder doesn't go anywhere except down. You feel the difference in that? So it gets the arm and shoulder in the same position as if we were doing the crossed elbows. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. One more time. Inhale and lift. Shoulders low, elbows high, and lift, and up and open, and that's gonna feel good after that. Bring the arms in front of us again. So the right arm is supported with the left hand. Keep that shoulder low and reaching across. Or we can cross the right elbow over the left. Bend the elbows so the fingertips reach towards the ceiling. Shoulders sink low, elbows lift high. Inhale as we lift. Feeling that stretch right under the right shoulder blade. Exhale as we lower. As we lift. Is that bothering your shoulder?
I can't do that.
That's okay. That's okay. So drop that shoulder low, support the upper arm with the hand. Inhale, lift that elbow. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Shoulders stay low. Exhale, lower the elbow. Inhale up. elbows, lifting the elbows, and exhale, opening. Bring the hands loose, fists behind the back, thumbs on either side of the spine. So supporting the lower back, lifting the heart, rocking the shoulders, walking the elbows towards each other. Letting the neck and head relax back. And releasing. How do you feel, ladies? Feel all unfolded and open? All right. So moving into our final relaxation, right back where we started. So if you know you like the block for support under the hips for a supported bridge, that's just a nice yummy way to support the back. But we don't have to, whatever works best for you. So if you choose to use the block, just lift the hips into our bridge, set the block right where the hips and the spine meet. And we allow the hips to be supported and so the legs can relax. So if you choose not to use the block, that's okay as well. We can keep the knees bent or straight. So wherever we are, the arms long at our side, palms facing up as the shoulders melt into the mat. We move the arms as close to the body or as far away from the body as we need to find that magic place where we can just sink and rest and completely release any remaining tension or muscle engagement that we may still be experiencing. So inhaling, squinching the nose, the eyes, curling the toes, clenching the fists, tightening everything up with our inhale, and a nice strong exhale, and just release all of it. Just let the body go limp. And one more time, deep inhale, scrunching and curling and tightening, and strong exhale, and just let everything sink into the mat. So the muscles in our thighs are softening, the jaws loose, lifting the chin if we need to create space behind the neck. Feeling the shoulders sink into the mat, the arms growing heavy beside us. Feeling the rise and fall of the chest and abdomen every breath. The hips softening, the muscles in our legs relaxing, the feet sinking into the mat. And giving ourselves permission that at any point, on any day, especially as we move into the holidays, that we can slip away, find a quiet place to just sit or lie down and breathe and give our bodies the attention that they're asking for, meeting our own needs, anything but selfish. So giving yourself permission to go ahead and meet your own needs as we move forward. Breathing in, and as we breathe out, we sink deeper into the mat. Breathing in, breathing out, sinking even deeper. So that with every breath, we find ourselves completely and totally relaxed. Sorry about that. breath. And bring gentle movement back into the body. Wiggling fingers and toes, rotating wrists and ankles, turning the head side to side. If we still have the block supporting us, we gently slide it out. And then maybe hugging the knees into the chest. Rolling out, rocking the low back side to side as we plug the knees in. And then turning onto one side, cradling our head in our arm, eyes remaining closed, breathing deeply. Continuing to allow the body to absorb all of the good we just gave ourselves. And then as we're ready, gently pressing up to seated. Legs comfortably crossed, sitting very solid, tall through the spine. Let's exhale, dropping the left ear to our left shoulder, dropping the right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Two more times. Exhale, dropping the left ear. Inhale, center. Exhale, dropping the left ear, pausing. Letting the neck relax and stretch. Taking the right arm behind us, palm facing out. The hand at the small of the back, so we're dropping the right elbow and shoulder, opening up that side of the neck a little bit more. And turning our gaze to look down at our left hip. And turning our gaze to look up towards the ceiling. The ears still moving towards the left shoulder. And bringing our gaze center again, the ears still dropped. And inhaling upright. And dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder. And inhaling up 2 more times. Exhale, dropping the right ear. And inhaling up. And exhale, dropping the ear. Pausing. Letting the side of the neck, left side stretch. Taking the left arm behind us, palm facing out. Dropping that elbow and shoulder. Feeling that stretch deepen. Still keeping the right shoulder low. Let's turn our gaze to look down at our hip. And turning our gaze to look up at the ceiling. Turning our gaze center again. Letting the head relax down to the right. And inhale, lift up to center. Dropping the chin to chest. Lengthening the back of the neck. Feeling that stretch. We drop the shoulders lower. And inhale, lifting the chin up to the ceiling, letting the shoulders sink low. Pushing the lower jaw past the upper teeth towards the ceiling. Letting the front of the neck and chest open. And again, dropping the chin to chest, exhaling as we drop. And inhale, lifting the chin, and the shoulders go wide and low as we bring the head back, relaxing the back of the neck, stretching the front. And dropping chin to chest as we exhale. And circling towards our left, let's do big neck rolls. Inhale as we circle up the left, Start the exhale at the top as we circle down right. Chin to chest again. Inhale as we lift and circle at the left. Exhale as we circle down. Pausing at the bottom, chin on chest. Switching direction. Inhale as we lift and circle at the right. At the top of exhale as we circle down around the left side, chin to chest. Inhale, circling right. Exhale, circling down the left, chin to chest again, shoulders level. And inhaling as we sit straight, lifting the chin back to neutral. Inhaling one more time together, arms out to the side. Bring the palms together overhead, growing a little bit taller, and then a little bit taller. And as we exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Shoulders are low, elbows pull back. Breathing in, out. Thank you so much for practicing this. Have a wonderful week in Sensational class next week. Have a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving. Namaste.